If you're a business who is selling services to other businesses like IT services, wouldn't you love to know who was on your website? Like down to the actual person, like the individual, and maybe get some contact information for them. Now, I know there's a lot of tools that do help you see it at like the company level, right? And then they aggregate different IP addresses and they can tell you, somebody from this company was on your website. But what if you could see the person and what pages they were looking at? Well, you can. And if you give me just 5 minutes, because that's all it takes to set up, I will show you how to do it for free. Hey, what's up? I'm Ray Green, former managing director of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and CEO for several investor groups, and now a business owner myself, offering services to help IT companies and MSPs grow sales. And I recently just stumbled across a tool that lets me see who is on my website down to the individual level, meaning I can see the person and get their contact information. And it's led to some really interesting conversations for my business. And when I first heard about it, I was like, I don't know, I'm a little skeptical, with GDPR and different privacy settings and all that stuff. And I thought, is this a pain in the ass to set up? And then how much is it going to be? Well, here's the thing. It took me 5 minutes to set up. There's a free version, like a fully functional free version that you can use to get started and see leads and see what it's capable of doing. And I can walk you through how to get started and how to start getting leads in just a few minutes. So let's dive in here real quick. All right. Now, the tool that we're actually looking at here is from retention.com. And what they have is an application that you plug into your website and then you plug into like your Slack channel. And it has a way of tracking the user behavior, the pages that they're going through, putting it through a proprietary process that then ties it back to the individual in their LinkedIn profile, and then sends that information over to you to choose how you want to implement that in your sales process. So what you want to do is you want to hop over here. We've got a link actually here in the video or in the description that you can click on, and it'll get you over to a sign up page. And on the sign up page, there is one caveat here. This is for US based traffic only. And it's because there are some, privacy concerns from a regulatory standpoint. This is not required to be GDPR compliant because it's US based traffic, but all my standard stuff here, like I'm not a lawyer or check with all that, anyone that, writes your legal contracts and is going to be ultimately responsible. But if your customer base is US primarily, then this is going to work pretty well for you. So you'll get over to a sign up page, pretty simple. You acknowledge that and you click next step, and then you're going to plug in your work email, and that's going to send you the information to get signed up. And this is a really simple sign up process. And that's going to take you to what's basically a dashboard. Okay. Now, what you need to do to set this up for your website, again, really straightforward. Add in your domain here. So plug in your website information here, and that will allow you to see this. Now, what we want to do is we want to add a script. It's a snippet of code, and we want to make sure that that's on all the pages on your website. And they make this really easy for you. You can come here, you can grab the code, and then go install that on your website. Now, for us, we use Go High Level for our website, and that was as simple as copy and pasting that code into the body tracking code. Each platform is going to have its own area or its own way of adding this. Retention.com does have tutorials for a bunch of different platforms. For us, it was really easy with Go High Level, so we copy and paste that code in there. Then we test the script, and we basically say, hey, does it work? If it works, if it's been installed properly, they'll tell you your script is installed on your website, you're good to go. So now you've got your domain plugged in, and you've got your code that's now evaluating traffic that's coming to your website. And it's running it through its own proprietary process to get all the information that they need set up. So what you want to do is, with this installed, is you want to now send this back to you in your Slack channel, for example. So we use Slack, and setting that up, we hop over into integrations, and we're using Slack. So, we will plug it into there. These are all the integrations that they have right now. It looks like they're expanding this as they go. So you hop in here and you view the integration settings, and ours is already plugged in. If it's not plugged in, what you're going to see is something like this that says, connect to Slack. And click connect to Slack. That's going to then take you to this page, which is basically going to say, hey, what channel do you want to send it to? So we just created a new channel called New Leads and set it up to automatically send the information there. And that was it. So then we confirmed it. There's a message that they send to your Slack channel that says, hey, congratulations, you've got this set up. You're like, excellent. And that is it. That is basically the entire setup process. You set up your account, you connect the code, and then you connect it to your Slack channel. Now all you have to do is wait. And when leads start coming in, this is what they're going to look like. It's going to tell you an individual from a specific company hit your channel. It's going to show you what their LinkedIn profile is. If you're using the paid version of retention, it'll give you the email address. If they can find it, you can get some more details. You can also see the traffic and the pages that they visited and kind of what they were using while they were there. And from here, it's just a matter of saying, how do you want to use this information? How do you want to incorporate this into your sales and your marketing strategy? Because we look at this and we think, oh my gosh, there are a million ways to plug this into an omni-channel marketing and sales process. Meaning, if you're doing outbound and you're doing cold email, this is now a feedback loop on who's actually clicking through and what they're doing. If you're doing outbound on LinkedIn, for example, or you're running some type of automation, this is showing you who from the people that you're reaching out to or you're talking to or connecting with is actually being somewhat responsive or even curious about what do they do? Like, should I go check out their website and exploring that? It gives you an opportunity to start some conversations. Now, should you use this information directly in the messaging of your campaign? That depends on your process, and it depends on where you are using this in your process. But incorporating this now gets really fun because you can get really creative with how you're going to leverage the information, which shows at least in some way, shape, or form, some degree of intent, whether that is intent to learn more about your business or intent to buy. You can see who's on the website, what they're doing, and determine for yourself how you're going to use that or work it into conversations if you do. Now, plugging these in for sales strategy is part of what we do. So if you have questions or you want to see, how do we want to use this? Like, what are some ways that we can use this in our sales process or in our marketing efforts? Go ahead and book a call with us. Feel free to reach out. We'll do a free, quick, non-sales 15-minute call. And if you have questions on how to plug this into your sales process, then we can talk about that and give you some ideas and suggestions and recommendations from our standpoint, and talk to you about how other people are leveraging this today. So not much risk there. If you want to hop on a quick non-sales call with me or my team, or just take this and run with it. Now that you can see what information you can get, you can think about how you want to plug it in and run with it. So I hope this has been helpful one way or another. If it has, please subscribe to the channel for more business tips. Adios.